Good morning, all of you. Now, today, in continuation with the same chapter, same civics chapter, role of the parliament, we will start with who are the people in the parliament. We'll start from there. And now, mute your mics, all of you, so that the voice is clear to everyone. There's someone whose mic is still not muted. Come on, hurry up, mute your mics. Who has joined with the name Sadakat Khan? Your mic is still on. Yes, who is the person who has joined with this name Sadakat Khan? Who is that? I could hear sounds coming from your house. Please mute it. Hurry up. Okay, that's better now. So, who are the people in the parliament? Now, till the 1970s, most of the people who were the members of the parliament, they belonged to the upper classes, the rich people, the nobles, the upper caste of Indian society, and most of them also belong to the national parties, means big huge parties like the Congress, the BJP, and not they were not the people who belonged to smaller regional parties which were prevalent only in a particular region of the country. And so till 1970s, most of the members of parliament, they belong to upper classes or upper caste, and they were members of the national parties. But now the parliament has people coming in from more different backgrounds, and now there are many people belonging to rural areas also, and coming from village sides, and also belonging to the regional parties, and people and some communities which were earlier not represented in the parliament, now they have a fair share. We cannot say equal, but still a fair share in the parliament. And now there has been a rise also in political participation, means now even Dalits, people belonging to the other backward classes, the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes, and the minorities also, they have also now shown more participation in the parliament and in the parliament related activities. And on the whole, so there had been more participation of the people in all these activities. Now, we have representative democracy in our country. Now, what that means is that we will elect, through elections, we will elect our representatives, and they will form government on our behalf. Now, the representative democracy, they include elections, and conducting elections is a very costly affair, and in elections many times money and muscle power, means those belonging some goons and all that, people with a bad criminal record, now that also play a very powerful role in the election of some of the candidates. And now, so therefore, it is sometimes felt that a representative democracy is not a very clear or a good reflection of a society. Many times we have said that now Dalits, backward classes, and other scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, they have also, and the minorities, they have also a fair representation, but still the Dalits, the backward classes, and people who had been ill treated and marginalized since time immemorial, they still do not have adequate or proper representation in the parliament. So now, keeping this in mind, some seats are reserved in the Lok Sabha for the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes, and this has been done so that the elected representatives, they can not only represent their community, but they can also work for the betterment and upliftment of their communities. And so, out of the 543 elective seats in the Lok Sabha, 423 are in the general category, while 79 are reserved for the scheduled castes and 41 are reserved for the scheduled tribes. Then it was also realized that women also do not have a adequate or a proper share in the parliament, and according to their population, and therefore a proposal for this effect that women should also have 33% reservation in the Lok Sabha. Now a bill to that effect is been pending before the parliament since a very long time, and it has been debated and discussed among the political parties, but still nothing much has been done in that respect. But at the third level of a government, that is you know local government in the form of panchayats and municipalities and municipal corporations, at the third level we have 33% reservation for women. But still there had been a rise in the political participation by women in the election related activities, and even women now who go out to vote, even that percentage has been increased from 38.8% in the 50s 1950s to 57.89% in 1998. And the number of women contestants, it has also risen election after election, and this figure, which was under 50 in the first two general elections, it rose to 65 in the third, to 355 in the 14th Lok Sabha, and 556 in the 15th, and 636 in the Lok Sabha elections which were held in 2014. So the number of women candidates have been increasing, but still it is much low beyond their adequate representation in the parliament according to the population of women. Then so there is a difference of opinion. Some people say that our democratic system is not representative enough, means people from all the different sections of the society are not duly or properly represented in the parliament or in the Lok Sabha, but some feel otherwise. And as we have already discussed here, that there are certain communities and groups which are not well represented in the legislatures. Now the cost of fighting an election is very high, and so it prevents the poor people from being elected as representatives, because the cost of running an election is also very high. And therefore suggestions have been made that whether this elections should be funded by the state, means the state should provide, the government should provide people and political parties money and things which are needed for elections from their side, so that all people can use equal equal means and equal money for fighting an election. But not much has been done in this respect. But still the fact that we are really concerned, and we are talking about equal representation, and we are talking about that all groups should be equally represented in the parliament, in the Lok Sabha, and we are trying to solve this problem, this question of, now that itself is a reflection that our democracy is a living democracy. It is not a dead democracy, it is a living and a lively democracy. So that was it. Have you all understood the chapter? All right. Let's mark the exercises and the question answers. Hurry up, go get a pencil. Because you'll have to mark in your book, so get a pencil, and first we'll mark the exercises and then the question answers. As soon as you people are ready, just let me know. Should I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now first is the multiple choice questions. The first one. Which act introduced the system of diarchy in the provinces? Which act? Give me the answer. All right, Government of India Act of 1919. Second, which act is termed as mini constitution? Right. Into how many parliamentary constituencies is India divided?
543.
Right. Okay, right. Who appoints 12 members to the Rajya Sabha?
President.
Good. Match the following now. Council of States.
Rajya Sabha.
Okay. House of the People.
Lok Sabha.
Unstarred questions.
Seeking written answer.
Seeking written answers. Right. Starred questions.
Seeking oral answer.
Good. And Dalits.
Reserved seats in Lok Sabha.
Okay, reserved seats in Lok Sabha. Now let's come to C. Fill in the blanks. The Lok Sabha is usually elected once every dash years.
5 years.
Okay.
5 years.
Alright. In representative democracies, people do not participate directly but choose their.
Representative.
Okay, representatives. Right? Representatives. 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 Third, a true democracy must allow universal dash.
Adult franchise.
Adult franchise. 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 Fourth one. One of the most important functions of the Lok Sabha is to select the.
National government.
Okay, national government. And the fifth one here. In the Rajya Sabha, dash members are nominated by the president.
12 members.
Okay, 12 members.
12.
Beta, it is Act of 1935. First is Government of India Act 1919.
Ma'am, still in the blank.
12. 1 to 12. Have you missed anything else? Anyone? All done now? हाँ बेटा? What first?
Ma'am, fill in the blank.
Beta 5 years. Alright. Now let's move to the question answers. What do you mean by universal adult franchise? Page 242. Page 240. Sorry, in your books the pages are different, na? Alright. So the first page of this, I know, I got it. I have the old version of this book. So come to the first page of this chapter. First page. Alright. Second column, first page, where you have role of the parliament, this chapter, the second column, and from the fourth line, third word, it is written universal adult franchise. Got that? Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it or not? Okay, so it is written
Yes, ma'am.
universal adult franchise. Cut this and add an S to mean. Make it means. So it will be universal adult franchise means that all adult citizens of the country, irrespective of caste, class or gender, have the right to vote. Mark till vote.
Yes, ma'am.
Marked all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, question number 2, D2. What is the basic idea of a democracy? Basic idea of a democracy. Again, same page, and the second column, last paragraph. Same page, second column, last paragraph. From the first line, the basic and central idea. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So mark the first 3 lines. The basic and central idea of democracy is that the individual or the citizen is the most important person. Power flows from the people. Mark till people. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next. Third. How many women members are there in the 16th Lok Sabha? How many women members are there in the 16th Lok Sabha? Check and tell me.
Ma'am, 61.
61. Ma'am, 61.
Okay. So write down. You can write from the question itself. Alright. You mark from the third line, and before women write 61 women members are there in the 16th Lok Sabha. Is that okay? Alright? Okay. Next one. Which motion is moved? Sorry, excuse me. Which motion is moved in the Lok Sabha to express lack of confidence in the Union Council of Ministers? So, you can write down the answer from here itself. Just cut which and write in place of that the no confidence. The no confidence. N will be capital N, O, put small dash, confidence, CONFIDENCE. So your answer will be the no confidence motion is moved in the Lok Sabha to express lack of confidence in the Union Council of Ministers. Is that understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Next one. What do you mean by a coalition government? What do you mean by a coalition government? Come to the third page of this chapter. Third page of this chapter and to the second last paragraph. Come to the third page of this chapter, first column, second last paragraph, and from the third last word of the first line. Third last word of the first line. Third page of this chapter, first column, second last paragraph, third last word of the first line. If a single political party, got that?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if a single political party is unable to get the majority on its own, it joins together with other like-minded parties to form a majority. Such a government is called a coalition government. Mark till coalition government. Alright, now, yes?
And can you repeat this answer again?
Yes. Third page of your chapter, first column, second last paragraph, third last word of the first line of the paragraph. If a single political party is unable to get majority, mark from there. If a single political party is unable to get the majority on its own, it joins together with other like-minded parties to form a majority. Such a government is called a coalition government. Okay now?
Thank you.
Alright. Next one.
Yes, ma'am.
Why were seats reserved for scheduled castes, SCs and STs in the parliament? For this, come to the last page of your chapter. Last page of your chapter. and we will start this answer from the paragraph, from the question itself, from the third word of this question. Third word, it is written seats. After seats add were. So it will be seats were reserved for SCs and STs in the parliament. Now come to this page which I made you open. Come to the third line, last word. It is written so that these representatives, got that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
seats were reserved for SCs and STs in the parliament so that these representatives can represent, safeguard and promote interest of their communities. Mark till communities.
Ma'am, can you repeat this answer?
We will start this answer from the question itself. From the third word, seats. After seats add were. Seats were reserved for SCs and STs in the parliament. Now come to the last page of your chapter. Third line, last word. So is written. So start from there. So that these representatives can represent, safeguard and promote interests of their communities. Mark till communities. Done? Yes, have you marked?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next one. What is the total membership of the Rajya Sabha? Why is it called as a permanent house? Total membership, why is it called as a permanent house? Okay, come to the second page of your chapter. Second page of your chapter. Second column, last paragraph. The Rajya Sabha consists of, got that? Got it, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, start from there. The Rajya Sabha consists of 245 members. 12 members out of these are nominated by the president. And mark, turn the page. Mark till the end of this paragraph, that is members retire. Members retire. 1/3 of its members retire. Mark till there. Marked, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why do you think there are only 61 women members in the 16th Lok Sabha? Okay, what is the question in your book?
What is the total membership? There are 17 women members in the 17th Lok Sabha.
Okay, so why do you think there are only how many?
78.
Okay, beta, I told you na that you all have the new versions, but we have the old version. Doesn't matter, the answer will remain the same, and for this you don't have a straight answer in the book. Okay, I will make you write this answer. So write it down in the place on this particular page where you have the chapter, where the chapter ends. Below the question answers, below the place where there are questions, there is some place left, some empty place. Is there some empty place there? Okay, so you can write the answer there. Okay, write down. I'll call out the answer. The main reason is the gender inequality. Gender inequality. Put a small dash between gender and inequality. INEQUALITY. The main reason is the gender inequality and the discrimination 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 that women have faced for centuries full stop. Continue. Secondly, political parties sec-
Century.
centuries full stop. Continue. Means continue the answer. Secondly, political parties in India tend to see T for tap, tend to see women as less likely to win elections
Ma'am, after India.
tend, T-E-N-D, T for tap, tend to see women as less likely to win elections than men, and therefore prefer not to take risks, prefer not to take risks. Full stop. Written, all of you?
Not to take.
Not to take risks.
Yes, ma'am.
Risks, R-I-S-K-S. Okay. Written?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
All right.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So that would be all for today. Two more answers are left, long answers. Okay, that we'll do in the next class. And these you haven't written from there. Okay, I am reading out the whole answer once again. The main reason is the gender inequality and the discrimination that women have faced for centuries. Full stop. Secondly, political parties in India tend to see have faced for centuries. You have not written the entire answer. Hurry up. That women have faced for centuries. Full stop. Secondly, political parties in India tend to see women as less likely to win elections than men, and therefore prefer not to take risks, RISKS. Full stop. So all have written now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Okay.